Whom I am now a subject. I arrived at the port of New York, state of New York, see, in the day of, doesn't say the day, August 1893. I'm not an anarchist, I'm not a polygamist, nor a believer in the practice of polygamy. It is my intention in good faith to become a citizen in the United States, American permanent resident, George Rudolph and Geons, subscribed Morris Clerk, 11th day of September, 1917. World War I is on.
Okay, Daddy, where do you want to do the interview?
Now, Bobby, excuse me, but there's those papers that you wanted to give to Michael, too.
Yeah, we're talking about it a little while.
Yeah, we don't want to forget them.
We're rolling.
What?
There.
Dad,
That's strange,
Dad,
you know.
record Dad.
What?
Before we went to New York,
John.
to Connecticut, we lived in on Railroad Avenue.
John.
Yeah.
But then he might
Left
have lived in a lot of other places before that.
So? I don't
See,
understand.
once he came back to the
Mom, why are you recording?
area of the crime, scene of the crime, because he wasn't, it's where he married and all, would live where he was married.
No, not married. Married in New York, New York,
Yeah.
1899. But when he filed for the
He was
citizenship,
born in 1899.
no, he was born 1875.
Oh, what's, okay.
He came here in 1893. No, it's when,
You were,
no, he was married and living on Railroad Avenue in Mount Vernon when he filed for the citizenship.
oh,
It's not that, 1917.
yeah, that's right.
It says he was born in September 13th, 1875. I now reside on Railroad Avenue, 429 Railroad Avenue, Mount Vernon, New York. It says he emigrated from Bremerhaven, which is up in the North Sea. It's the port of the North Sea.
I didn't know he got citizenship. Huh?
And then he came over on the ship was the Elbe, and he last lived in Bremerhaven. I don't know where this Holland Dutch is. There says nothing about Holland Dutch on here at all.
That's Germany.
Yeah, it's just that World War I. He wanted to keep his mouth shut. He wasn't a German.
He was, he hated that, to be, say, have anything to do with the German deal.
For some reason or other.
Yeah.
He says, I'm married, and the name of my wife is Alice, and she lives at 429 Railroad Avenue.
Okay, Mike, do you want to come into the living room?
Yeah,
But then we moved over to another block on the other side.
Grandma, you know Michael plays the keyboard?
Yeah.
I didn't know that even comes out.
I just tested it and it does.
We need another light.
That's where the
Well,
cop
yeah,
had
you're
the-
probably right about that. I'll also get more.
That's where
How
the
many drums?
Joneses lived, and they had, their father was a cop. And we moved over to the other block over. That's where I lied the first time I remember lying.
We'll wait afterwards. Save it there.
I don't know if you want some of this for posterity. You could sit, do you want to sit on these two chairs, Mike? Or do you want to sit over on the sofa? Probably, which would you rather sit at,
Shut
Dad?
it off for a minute, Loretta. We'll be back in a minute.
Alright, let me just
Look
adjust.
at my glove, you going outside, Mike?
Yeah.
Go on, get in my glove compartment there and get those two papers out of there.
Your gloves will work?
Yeah.
Okay. Mark, do you want to get in the picture with Dad? It says low light. We have to do something to get more light. See, that's what it looks like on TV. That's our monitor, see? That's what you look like, Dad. It looks good. Except I should lower it just a little bit.
Well, why doesn't he open his mouth?
Wave to the camera. You'll see him open his mouth.
He'll be like in our wedding pictures. He looks so somber and everything. So
That's
afraid
good.
to smile. He
Well,
looks
that's
like
okay. He went into this union
Huh?
in a solemn way. Okay, somehow this has to tilt down.
Which is my good side now?
Oh, this is easy. Great. Okay. There, Dad. Good. Okay, Mike can sit there. I guess we'll pause for a second.
Book and stuff. Oh,
Okay.
where's the papers that I had here?
Did you bring them? The two of them?
Oh, I bought those other two, yeah. No, I'm talking about the other papers where they came over on the boat. Is that on fixed focused or on a search focus?
No, that's search focus.
Automatic? Gee. something looks crooked, looks like a
Do you want me to
crooked
try
mantle.
manual?
Huh? The mantle's crooked.
So what? Mike, this is not professional stuff.
Sure it is.
I don't even know how to adjust it manually. No, that's worse.
No, that's just near and far. That's not the focus. That's not focus. That's
I think I'll leave
That's
it to
the
the manual,
telephoto.
all right? You just go back to manual. Great.
well, whatever. What did you want to know? What did you want
I
to
just
ask?
want
him?
you to interview your father.
Well, you
ask
have to
him
have some
questions.
questions. What would you like to know?
What his childhood was like. How things have
I
changed.
never was a child.
What do you mean?
You asked Margaret, she said, I don't remember ever being much of a child.
You don't remember much about your childhood, huh?
No.
What did you have to do when you were a kid, when you were growing up? Did you have any chores that are different than the kids today? Did you have chores?
He worked for a living.
Yeah.
Well, how old were you when you started working?
12 years old. When my father was a swayback horse and wagon, like you were peddling milk.
Didn't you have to go to school though?
Yeah, I went to school.
And then you just worked after school, is that it? And on the weekends?
Yeah, till I was 15. And then I didn't go to school anymore.
Ah. Now you have what? You have had an older brother,
Yeah.
George, and two younger
Alice
sisters.
was older than George.
That's right, you had another
Alice was
sister.
the eldest.
Yeah.
I don't know when Alice was born.
Ask Gertie, she would tell you, she's got the whole thing, the hour and the day and everything
That's
else.
wonderful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's George was what, born in 1903?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because we got the picture of him here. Well, yeah, well, he's 21
that?
21 months old here in 1905.
Who's that?
Picture of
George.
George. George is a little
Oh.
kid standing by the tree.
Okay.
And I got the other papers as saying who the grandmother and grandfather. Mother's name was Alice Craig, and her parents' name were Weir, but I don't have their name. It just says Weir on this. And then
Didn't pronounce that
Wire.
right. Weird.
No, I don't know about them. You never saw those people, huh?
No.
You never saw her people. And then your fathers, according to this, mother and father were, where the heck did I have that? Oh, it's right on the back here.
I remember Freddie Van Geen,
Freddie was your father's half-brother.
half brother.
Do we know where any of those people are?
Did know.
Now, how is he your half brother?
Well, his mother died when he was 13 years old, as far as I know.
Okay.
Evidently,
Okay. Then he was.
evidently the father must have gotten married again.
Yeah, because Millie said he showed me a picture, married a school teacher. Now, whether your father was, came after Freddie? Freddie was older than your father? Or was he young?
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, they were lived up in West Hartford.
That's
Where-
that's not the same Freddie Van Geen.
oh no?
No. That's either the son or whatever, son. But that isn't Freddie Van Geen. That's not the half brother.
Well, how,
Well, that was the son there,
Yeah.
but they
how
lived
did your
in West
father
Hartford
get a half brother then?
because
Same as other people.
Well,
the father lived and got married twice. The first woman died.
Okay.
And one of them was
Okay,
a
that's
school
it,
teacher.
all
I think
right.
the second one was a school teacher, Aunt Millie told me.
Hmm.
And on my father's side, in other words,
Right.
his grandparents, how you pronounce it, Clasinae, something, Clasinae, looks like Henken, Henken, and then it'd be Gerard Van Geens. It says, looks like Gerard Van Geens. That would be his father's parents.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had the, what was this about? This
So
one?
from what I gather, my father was, when the mother died, his father shipped him out on a ship
Oh,
as a steward
okay.
at 13 years old.
Wow.
And from the stories I've heard, that he used to go out and get this cigar box full of gold,
Mm-hmm.
bring it back to his father would take the shoebox and send him out again, take the gold. That's the story as I
And then
understand.
he came to the United States.
Well,
I
and
don't know where all this happened, but he went, mostly, he had gone around the world
Wow.
on these ships, and I don't know, he knew 3 or 4 different languages as far as I know.
Mm-hmm.
Jewish for one, and I don't know what the others were. Most of them were English, of course.
But somehow he
Well,
ended
you
up
spoke
in
Hebrew
New York
then.
City, right?
what?
Yeah.
Well,
No, before that we lived in Hackensack, Taunton,
Really?
Suffern, Nyack, Leonia,
Wow.
White Plains. You know, if we lived in Suffern or not.
I know Suffern, yeah.
So those are the places we moved. And then to Danbury.
Okay, and then you always had to go to Florida in the wintertime, right? Because your father had asthma,
Well, in
right?
1922 we went to Florida,
How old were you then?
about 13.
Okay.
you want the back?
I would be 13, yes.
And that's when you started going to Florida in the wintertime?
Yeah. We went down with 2 cars, and about 9 people, and 2 dogs.
Now this was what? This was Aunt Millie too? Oh, she wasn't born yet.
Yes, sure they were.
Okay,
Yeah,
what about
she
Aunt
was born
Gertrude?
then. Yeah, she
Everybody,
did,
the
right,
whole
everybody.
family.
The whole
Uncle
family.
George.
George didn't go. Wait a minute, yes, George did go too. And they had a Chandler and a Mitchell car. All touring cars. And one of the dogs got killed on the way down to Florida. Crossed the road and got hit in the head with a Model T, crank on a Model T Ford.
Shoot.
And the darn old collie there was half dead anyway. It didn't get hit at all. And we had the dog in the car for about 2 days, and he smelled dead from the day he got hit.
Jeez,
Oh, you mean he didn't die right away?
No.
Oh.
poor thing.
So, no, that was.
And Florida was not like it is today, I'm sure.
And we went down, we camped in campsites. There was some rooming houses around, but no motels.
Mm-hmm.
And
What did you do for a living when you got down there?
my father went, years ago, my father knew a man by the H.B. Mangle, who had the Miami grocery store on Flagler Street, who supplied all the hotels and the ships with supplies.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow or other, my father walked into the store and got acquainted with him
Okay.
again,
Uh-huh.
and got a job there. And after a while, my father, they were buying these supplies in broken lots. So my father says to Mangle, why don't you buy a full crate? Well, he says, it'll almost cost you not much more for a full crate, and if we sell it all, we're that much ahead. If we don't, we're not out that much. So Mangle says, okay, Van. He says, you can take over the buying of all the produce. So that's what he did.
And that's why, didn't you own a grocery store in Mount Vernon?
Well, he owned grocery stores in New York City.
Yeah,
Okay,
Mount
that's how
Vernon.
come he got
He got a
into
couple
it.
in New York
That was
City, I
his
was
field,
told.
all right.
Yeah,
Because he says he was
But
a
you didn't
salesman.
stay there. You would always come back for the summer, wouldn't you, or no?
yeah,
That's tough. It's a lot of moving.
yeah.
Trying to give you the background on what
Sorry.
he says on the paper there. You a little carried away. He says this is his declaration of intention for the U.S. Department of Labor. And this is number 14102. We said this is in Westchester County, White Plains, New York. This is George Rudolph Van Geons, age 41 years, occupation salesman, do declare an oath that my personal description is color white, complexion fair, height 5'5", weight 112 pounds, color of hair brown, color of eyes gray, other visible distinctive marks none. I was born in Hanover, Germany on the 13th day of September, 1875. I now reside at 429 Railroad Avenue, Mount Vernon, New York. I immigrated to the United States of America from Bremerhaven, Germany on the vessel L.